Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the Mezco 112 Collective, KGBeast. This guy, also known as the Beast, depending on, your rebirth era or pre-rebirth era, depending on how you're going to. This guy is supervillain turned henchman turned really crazy supervillain all over again. And I love KGBeast because KGBeast was one of the earliest iterations. I think it was either before or after Bane. I can't remember. But in my experience of KGBeast, it was him beating up Batman. He was like the original Deathstroke that everybody's seeing now. This guy fought Batman to a standstill, to the point where Batman basically killed this guy. Like, he locked him in a room. And this may be something that people don't remember, but KGBeast was awesome back then. But yeah, the 10 Knights of Beast, and here we are with this guy. Mezco has pretty much modernized it to their version of KGBeast, where they have taken some liberties, and I think what they've done with it is actually pretty awesome. KGBeast is buffer, it's a brand new body, still retains a lot of the articulation, but most of all, I think what they've done with how he handles his weapons arm was really dope. Also, the fact that he can carry 90% of his weapons. It's not every day you can get a supervillain that does that with all the storage and parts, and you only have to swap out the actual gun arm. Everything else is pretty much, it can be held and stored on him. So yeah, let's get a quick look at this guy. This is our front look. Here we are from the sides. Here's the back side. Yeah. As you can see, we have our padded, spiked shoulders. We have spiked gauntlets. We have ammo rounds and pouches, 90s pouches everywhere. So yeah, this guy looks good. Now in terms of articulation, he can look really far up. Like, he has an excellent rotation for looking up. He can look down. He can tilt over to the side, which I actually love doing poses like this, because this is very intimidating from the backside pose. Imagine like carrying all these weapons and then just looking back, like, or down at someone. Like, yeah, I'm pretty much gonna like murder you. But that's what KGBeast does. Like, he was literally a ex-KGB soldier who kind of run things. But as you can see here, our articulation can tilt all the way over. So we can tilt side to side, right? We can tilt side to side. We can crouch forward, as you can see with our forward movement. As you can see, this is going to rise up a little, and I'm totally fine with that because it's actually stitched in the back. Being stitched in the back allows it from falling off and getting too loose. And then backwards, we lose a little bit of articulation and movement, mostly because we have a lot going on back here. But as you can see here, again, this may rile up a little bit, but I'm totally fine with that because it is stitched on. As far as arm articulation, ooh, that's really tight. But we can lift it up. We can hit a T-pose on both arms with no problem. We do have bicep swivel. We have a single joint, but the single joint actually cuts in a little bit closer at an acute angle. We do have gauntlet swivel. Nope, we don't have gauntlet swivel. I was wrong. We have the forearm midsection swivel, and we have a rotund and round similar joint to most Mezcos. On the left-hand side, it's a little different. We get all the same articulation except for this part here. Now, because this is the weapon changing arm, you'll get to a point where his peg is different here. It doesn't rotate like on a ball joint. That's because you can actually remove this and then remove this as well. This is going to be for when you are swapping out into the gun, right? So there we are with our swappable part, looking a little different. So let's pop this back on, and we're going to get some other stuff. I'm going to put this gauntlet back on, right? As far as our lower articulation goes, the legs can't go crazy far out. The reason why is because we have an attachment here to our leg. We don't want to pop that, even though it is tabbable, and you can tab it back in or take it off if you want. But also because the pants, the way they're stitched, don't allow you to go crazy far out. You do get regular rotation forward. And the reason why I struggled there is because he has very brand new tight joints. Very, very nice. I like these a lot. This is a completely brand new body. He is actually quite muscular under there, and it's going to show when you do anything with KGB. So we can lift our leg up, and it is indeed double jointed, as you can see here. We have our boot swivel. Not a lot, but it's just enough. We have ankle pivot, which is generous going outwards and pretty, it's actually pretty decent going inward as well. We can go a little bit forward and go a little bit backwards. There is no toe pivot though, but you do get a lot of nice movement on the KGBeast. Again, this brand new body is something I'm really looking forward to. I hope it's used more. I really like the way it looks. And although we do not get double joints here, I think it is enough here to make it an acute angle, so that way it looks mostly really good. Like, I like it. It is a step in the right direction for all those people who daily hate single joints. I think this is the right move. As you can see, he's posed up very easily. Really, really nice. But without further ado, let's jump into the accessories. Now, accessory-wise, I think KGBeast has a hefty amount of things that he comes with that I think people are going to like. I really do. I don't even know where to begin. Let's start with the basic accessories, like our head sculpts. So you will get an alternate head sculpt. This alternate head sculpt is pretty cool. It's the same as the other one, except instead of white pupils, we have it look like an actual mask. So it's pretty cool. Because if you were to modernize it, you would get a version like this. No one has the whited out eyes, although it looks really, really cool. Now, along with this, you will actually get an eye patch, right? For when you want to like reference the cybernetic implants. This I have trouble putting on, and that's because I have lotion put on my hands right now, and I'm going to struggle. But you can actually just pop this on and over. Ooh. So let's actually see if I can get it on without lotion ruining my whole day. And I did it, y'all. I did it. It looks funky, but I did it. Ooh, that looks really funky. Let's lift that up. And let's lift the rest down. And you can actually technically go over it, and it'll still look pretty good. Mine's is a little funky because all this lotion on my hands. I didn't want dry hands on camera, so don't judge me, right? So this one's going to aim for your cybernetic implants. Then we have our unmasked head, which I think is pretty cool. It's like this the shaved head, the mustache look. It's like, I'm going to be inconspicuous, but I definitely hail from a certain time era. So this is what it is. But this is actually a very brand new sculpt, and it looks really, really good. Next up, we're going to go with stuff like our hand accessories. Now, you will get one extra hand for the left-hand side. This will be when you want to hold weapons. It actually opens up. You can hold most of your bladed weapons in this hand, or, whatever reason. But like I said, it has that same tab as the previous left hand. On the right-hand side, you have a open martial arts hand. You will have a open weapon for bladed weapons or blunt weapons. You will have a trigger hand for all the ranged weapons, guns and swords. Then you have an open action hand. This could be for palming things, attacks, even just looking really cool. Ooh, dropped it. Next up, you'll have a handgun. I'm not sure what kind of handgun this is. Still learning. A lot of them look very similar, but I'm trying, y'all. The slide mechanism does not work on this one, but you still have a removable magazine. And you also get an extra normal magazine. What's really cool is they also give you an extended magazine. And this is pretty cool for those of you who've seen these kind of things in video games. I've never actually seen something like this in real life. I've seen it in videos, but yes, this is an extended magazine for more rounds. You'll actually get 2 of these as well. These can store right here for your storage. And you can store, let's put that regular magazine in. But you can also store an extended magazine clip. Sorry, not clip, a magazine. Trying to use proper terms here. Trying to learn them. And that can store right here on his right leg. I said right, left leg. Wow. Next up, you'll get let's go over the gun arm. Before I put this on, here we are with our gun arm, right? Magazine is removable. And I'm guessing the trigger would have been a mechanism inside that he can kind of like let off. You get an extra magazine, like I said. You will get a short sword or machete. I'm not sure if this is a machete, but it looks more closer to a scimitar. You can store it right here on his back. Now, here's where it gets really cool, because I'm gonna start talking about the storage of weapons, right? You'll get crap, I forgot the name of this blade, and I really looked it up too. But you'll get this blade here. This is, I'm gonna call it a crescent blade for now, because I cannot remember the real name. And I'm going to store this here. All right. Then you'll also get, wow, that did not mean that to happen, but we'll get back to that in a second. You'll also get a short hammer. Now for the short hammer, you can actually store that by just plugging it right through. You'll also get a long version of the hammer. This can actually be put in a hand. I'm probably going to put this in a hand. But while I grab that last weapon, what I am going to do is I'm going to show you taking this off and leaving the gauntlet on. right? How we can store weapons in there. That's what I need this one piece I dropped for. And with this one piece, you'll see that before you even put the gun arm on, you can do things like the bladed arm, right? So this looks like a spearhead. So you can use a spearhead here. Let's say you didn't want to use the spearhead, right? And you wanted to use the crescent blade or the small hammer. I'm going to pop these right out. Oop, rip the whole belt off. Did not mean to do that. But let's say you wanted to use the small hammer. I am dropping everything. Now we can use our small hammer. What's really cool is you can actually take the belt off as well too. It is removable. The pouch and the tab will be right here. I'm going to pop that back in though, so it doesn't look too sloppy across the board. There we go. The same can be said for both the sword and the crescent blade as well too. So anything that you want bladed weapons wise, because he's a master of all martial arts and a master of weapons, you can use any of these, an exception to the gun arm. So yeah, this one probably fits the loosest, but you can still put it in. So you can use just about every weapon. To use the gun arm, you're gonna just remove all of this all together. And then you're gonna pop this bad boy on. And it rotates on. So how you want to use it, how you want to store it, it's really going to be up to you. But I think KGBeast looks awesome with it across the board. Like all of this stuff actually looks really good. And everything that I've seen and posed them up in has been really, really solid. Now, if you want to see if any of the bullet effects work, I can tell you right now they do. But just to show you one, I have one right here. And it does hold, no matter which way I kind of put it. So yeah, this guy is a solid work of art. Gonna leave the gun arm on. Now, I want to do a few poses, work on some stuff, because we are going to jump into the size comparisons after. But I do want to show off some stuff, like, you know, how he poses up, how he looks, how he feels. So here we are with our gun arm, doing gun stuff. We're gonna do the jaywalk. Because if you're a New Yorker, jaywalking is a funny thing, but Jay has made it a popular thing, and it's well worth it because he has figures balanced in their own way, and I love seeing it. Love everyone joining in on it. I can't do heel to toe right now. I want to take the time to do it, but I'm not gonna. But I'm going to simulate the original walk. Right? Let's balance it out. There we go. Because I'm not having him focus on camera, let's try to move him over a little bit. There we go. This looks really good. KGBeast is going to be awesome. I can't wait to take more photos of him. I just took a couple ones, but I can't wait. The long hammer can also fit into the arm too. Let me just show you that. But without that piece to tab it in, so you're going to stop here. You can actually fit that in as well too. But yeah, this has been fantastic. Oh, let's do him like jumping out, doing some bullet. So yeah, looks really good. Oh, let's do some punching poses so you guys can see the range of which the arm can go at. In this case, let's say do an uppercut. As you can see here, it looks really good. Every pose that I've put him in has looked solid across the board. I am fantastically happy with this. I really, really am, because it's not every day that you get the other villains that people know, not the stuff that you have been seeing in TV forever. So this is for me. I feel like this is for comic book people who like the more obscure, deadlier villains. Because if we can get KGBeast, I know they've phased out Ra's al Ghul at this point, but that means maybe we can get a Ra's al Ghul. I would love that. I would absolutely adore something like that. So I'm looking forward to it, because if KGBeast is proof that this kind of stuff can do well, I hope we get more. Now, let's jump into the size comparisons. All right, guys, size comparison time. We made it all the way here. So first and foremost, I think we should do a bunch of DC stuff that I have. I don't have a lot of non-Mezco DC stuff anymore. I got rid of most of my DC UC, and I don't have a lot of McFarlane stuff. So bear with me, and I use what I have. Hopefully this will help you on your journey for deciding. So yeah, I think that we're going to do DC stuff. Let's compare some Mezco stuff first. So let's do a Sovereign Knight Batman and a KGBeast, right? And this is a kit bash. This one's a kit bash that I made. And then here we're going to use a Supreme Knight to compare on the side, so you can see how these guys kind of stack up. KGBeast is bigger than both of them. The ears just make him bigger, but I think body and look-wise, KGBeast kind of has him beaten build. Well, he looks way more stocky because he's old man Batman, but you know what I mean, right? So we have those two guys. Next up, we're going to choose Harley Quinn and Joker. So here's the PX Harley Quinn with the normal head, right? Here's Joker. Next up, we got Deathstroke. And Black Mask. Let's do Black Mask. So yeah, KGBeast looks really good with these guys. I think we have a nice rogues gallery here. I think it's gonna be something to really look forward to. Next up, I do have a Mezco Catwoman. See if I can get those feet to sit flush. There we go. As you can see, he's much bigger than her. All right. Next up, let's do some, oh, you know what? Let's do the McFarlane stuff. I have a couple of these guys. So here's the McFarlane Batman. Right? Not too fond of this one. So let's sit those feet flush. But it is very based off Capullo art, and then here we have Infected Superman, based off Dave Marquez's art. These guys are much bigger than the Mezco stuff, as you can see here. Actually, they're not even scaled with each other, but different art styles, different stories. Next up, we have a Mythic Legions vampire. You never know when the KGBeast wants to fight vampires. Then we have a Marvel Legends AIM Soldier. Then we'll do G.I. Joe Storm Shadow, who's going to be smaller, so I could put him right here in front. You can see that he is smaller, right? Then we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. Again, smaller guy, so I'm going to put him out front. And even when I move him further back so you can see he's closer, you can still see KGBeast has height over just about everybody. He's even bigger than a Mythic Legion, which is very rare. It's very rare for a Mezco to be either the same size or bigger than a Legion, and he is. Next up, we have a 1000 Toyz Dawn. We have a Storm Collectible Skeleton. And then last but not least, an SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Cougar, which is going to prove to be the tiniest guy here. But yeah, if you are a Batman fan and you want to fill out your Rogues Gallery, I think the only other comparison you can do to KGBeast is one of the last waves of DCUC. Unfortunately, I don't have that anymore. So yeah, but I really enjoy this guy. It has more articulation, photographs beautifully. It has one of those modern uptakes that don't look too much changed, but it changed just enough, but you can resemble the character, especially if you already know him. But yeah, there are tons of things that I really like about this. I guess because it's different and it's fresh. So that's just my take on it. If this is something you enjoy, I definitely recommend checking it out. And if you don't, then, well, you can easily pass on it. One thing I did forget though, before I go, is you can actually store gun arm magazines right there. So yeah, totally forgot that, and I apologize, but I'm covering it here at the end with my full decked out KGBeast. Now, the only two things he cannot carry are these two weapons if you have stored just about everything else. But yes, very enjoyable figure, very fun. And again, so beautiful to photograph. So I can't wait to get down to beating up the Batmans. So Pharaoh, I'm coming for you, dog. I'm coming for you. My wife is gonna be so mad when I beat up Batman. But as always, guys, please, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a great time. I hope most of all you guys are being good, doing good. Please drink your water. Later.